Tokyo. Konnichiwa. So I'm here in my workshop today, and recently just picked up some new equipment to kind of streamline my video making. I've kind of fallen off the wagon here recently. I've just been so busy with work. I haven't been able to make any videos, which kind of sucks, but you know, that's work. You got to pay the bills. So over the weekend I made a couple of small purchases, and I just thought maybe I'd show you around and show you what I got going on with this stuff. I don't have a lot of money invested in this. I'm hoping it's going to do the job for now. Down the road, if I get better at this, maybe it'll warrant investing a little more money. But for right now, I think what I have is going to work just fine. I like to say, you know, you got to use what you got where you are. Okay, I'm going to just turn the camera around now, and you'll be able to see what's going on here on the bench top. Stay tuned. Okay, here's my array of video equipment. Maybe you can really call this little equipment an array, but here we go. This is an old Olympus camera that I have. It's an SP570UZ. It has a super duper amazing zoom on it. It works pretty good for still pictures, I mean for what I'm doing. And the video on it actually isn't bad. I think I've got to fool with it a bit to get it to work with the other stuff that I have, but I'm going to mainly be using this when I'm doing some wood turning videos, and I'm going to be able to mount it so that it's looking directly down on whatever it is that I'm turning, you know, this kind of a function thing, because it works quite well for video close up. So I have that, and one of the actual problems I have with it is the card that comes with it is only, I think, 2 gigabytes. So I'm going to have to either get a bigger card, or I'm going to have to I'll get another small one and just switch them out a lot. The other video camera that I have is this one that we bought quite a long time ago. I think 2007 it says on it somewhere. It's a Victor GZ-MG575B hard disk movie. It works well for taking video, but it's again a bit old school. One of the advantages it does have is it has a remote control, which is nice to have. And I'm going to use that as kind of a second camera that I'm going to put on the, I've got this large SLK or SILK, I guess, SlIK tripod that I bought used for a really reasonable price. That is a really nice tripod. The only problem I have with it is it's really big. I mean, it's really stable, as my photography friend Tim says. Stability comes at a cost, and I guess if you got a very expensive camera on there, you wouldn't want to have a chintzy, crappy tripod. So this is a very good tripod, though. It's a bit heavy, but it's only for use in the workshop. So I'm going to put this camera here on that tripod there, and hopefully do like kind of overview shots, if that makes sense. I think they call it 2-camera or something, or maybe even B-roll. I can set it on somewhere and get some like nighttime sky, time-lapse thing, whatever. The final camera that I have, well, actually not. Actually, I have 2 more cameras if you're counting the one that I'm shooting on right now, which is just my inexpensive Android phone. I'm only using this so I can show you the other cameras. Otherwise, I won't be using this very much because it's pretty low quality. But it's okay. This is my iPhone 6s Plus, which has the ALM mCAM or whatever it's called, the aluminum body here that has the lens on it here. This is a bit of a wide angle, but it's not a huge, it's not a fisheye. It's just right there. The beauty of this particular case is, well, it came with this little directional microphone, which is okay. I need to get a windsock for it. That thing doesn't really do anything. And it has a mount here, and a mount of a cold shoe here. It's got a tripod mount there, a tripod mount there, and a tripod mount there. So it means you can really customize it to what you want. Right now, for what I'm doing mostly, it seems to work really fine. I've got this on this Manfrotto head here, which you can really move around, and that's really convenient. And it's kind of my main video camera for doing vlogging and just taking videos. And the new thing one of the new things that I bought was this, what's the name of the company? I can't remember even. Vanguard Veo 2 AM 264TR. and this is a MonoPod, as you can see. But it's a MonoPod with 3 little feet that you can flip out, so you can use it kind of like a tripod. I don't think you'd put a big expensive camera on top of here. But for this, working in the workshop, let me tell you, it's fantastic. Oh, also, I guess if I was to take it somewhere, it's very small, very lightweight. I mean, these feet fold up, and you've got this kind of carry strap here. It's got a really chintzy beaner on here. But this actually, when this head comes off, this actually goes on the top, and it kind of makes this into a walking stick, believe it or not. But very convenient to move around, to take somewhere if I want to take any shots, and I don't want to take that big, huge one with me. And also here in the workshop, the real advantage of it is I can get really up close to stuff. Whereas that big one, because it's a tripod and you have to stick the legs out, you know, you don't have to stick them all the way, but you still got to spread them out a bit. It's kind of not convenient. Okay, and then I have this. This is the handle that I built. That's got it's got the brass weights in the bottom there, and it's got a battery in there, and this just screws onto whatever. And I can charge my camera as I use it. And also it's very convenient to carry around to do vlogging. The only thing wrong with it is, and I understand this, people have said that the video is a bit choppy when I'm carrying this around and I'm walking around because, you know, it just is. So I don't know how much I'm going to get use out of that, but at the very least I still got the battery. And then I have this, what's this thing called, a Giphy or Joby, the Joby Gorrila. And this thing for getting weird shots, and we're just taking it around anywhere. You can hold it like this, kind of like a selfie stick, but also to like put it somewhere or wrap these legs around something. That's just an amazing, fantastic tool. And then one of the other new options that I have here, well, disregard the old drill. I don't know why that's sitting there. One of the other new options that I have here is I have this gimbal stabilizing thing. I'm sure you've seen these. This has been a bit of a task to get it to stabilize. The gimbal on this one, unfortunately, is not really as smooth as I would like. I'm kind of disappointed in it. But it was only like $50, so whatever. I just wanted to see if I would like this, because, I mean, one day down the road, if I could afford it, I'd love to get one of those electronic ones, but, you know. But I've already tried this out a little bit, and walking around, and I put not really a quick release, but I could very quickly just here, I leave this in the same place and put the iPhone 6 onto here, and just take it off and remove it, so I don't got to every time spend 10 minutes setting it up. And I walked around with it a little bit, and I guess it's going to take a bit of practice. Apparently, a lot of guys, you use your thumb on here to direction it, because even in the wind blowing, this thing it's amazing. It just turns like that. So, but I think for walking around kind of videos, I think it'll make it less choppy and maybe hopefully make people less seasick. Anyway, so that's what I got going on with this. I got a few videos in the works. I did one long extended video where I went out to the airport to pick up a special guest, but that didn't really work out, so I think that one's going to end up on the cutting room floor. Oh, one other thing I got is I got this little doohickey here. Cost a few $100 It's got a battery in it. It's a Bluetooth shutter thing, so I can start and stop the video on either the Android or on the iPhone with just push the button. I can also remote trip it to take a picture as well. You know, I'd want to do that, but I guess it's useful. So you know, this is a really useful little tool, because especially when I'm doing a stand-up here in the workshop, and I've got the camera, you know, sitting there on the tripod, and the other one sitting here, and I'm talking to the camera, and I take a picture, or I want to take a video, I can just click it and start talking. Whereas otherwise, I got to walk over there and turn it on and walk back and turn it back, you know, and then start. And I got to edit that out every time, yada yada. Well, the other thing is, right now I'm using a lav mic that's plugged into this phone, and I use right now a lav mic that plugs into here with like a 5-meter long cord. And I tell you, I've tripped over that stupid cord so many times, it's not funny. So I would like to change that as well, in that I'm looking at getting a set of wireless microphones, but man, they're expensive. So I was listening to my buddy, what's his name? Let me turn this around. Here we go. Levi Allen from LeftCoast. Boy, if you want to see an amazing young filmmaker, check out LeftCoast on YouTube. Levi Allen is really amazing. Sweet guy too, you can just tell. And he just makes amazing stuff. But shout out to you, Levi. Like you're ever going to see this. But anyways, he suggested a very simple, inexpensive option is to get a thing called a Zoom H1, which is kind of like a little mini audio recorder. and you can get a mount for it that'll sit on top of your camera, and you can get the dead sock for that, or the dead cat, which is the windsock thing for it as well. But you can also, one of the things you can do is you can just stick it in your pocket and just run the lav mic up, and so in that way you're kind of like a wireless mic. And the modern day video editing software does a pretty good job of synchronizing sound. I've tried it out a couple of times, and it seems to work really well. So, which I'm going to need if I'm going to be using the other cameras as well. So, anyways, this is the Tokyo Craftsman, Stu, signing off. Just a quick little video. I just kind of wanted to show you what I'm doing, and also apologize for not really getting any content up because, like I said, I've just been busy. Let's hope that I can get more content out on a more regular basis. Right now, I like to shoot for one video a week, even if they're not long videos, and kind of a project video. I have a couple of really good ideas for projects coming up, stuff that I need to do anyways, so I thought I might as well film it. Hopefully this new gear is going to help me with that. Like I said, I don't have a lot of money invested in gear, but I think it's sufficient. I don't think you got to go overboard with that stuff. Okay, I'm signing off. Have a great day, and whatever you're doing, do it right the first time. That's real craftsmanship. Take care.